We made an entire trip around the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not since the last podcast, but
yeah,
we did it, y'all.
Yeah, 2022, and it's Monday, and we're back. Yeah, any New Year's resolutions?
Actually, Janet asked me if I had made one, and I honestly couldn't think of one at the time, so I'm still working on it.
But you, Shane?
Mine remains the same it has been for the past few years. Always.
You're recycling New Year's resolutions.
Well, I always try to be a better husband and a better father than the previous year. That is my plans.
I actually adore that. Well, in all fairness, like when we first started the Liger thing where we wanted to, we've been wanting to make this role-playing game. I feel like you could see like deep down, like that's what you aspire is. You want to see what your evolution and who you can. I just dig it, man. That's cool. Yeah. Full disclosure, I have none. No New Year's.
Wow.
It's like as soon as I mentioned it to you guys just now, I was like,
oh shit.
That's a thing. This is when we're supposed to put that stuff into the whoever accepts said resolutions. We're supposed
Harry, did you put your name into the goblet of fire?
those are entered into a Facebook status, aren't they? Yeah,
I guess.
Tony's over here like Hawkeye in the middle of the New York battle where he tries to reaches for an arrow in the quiver and there's nothing there.
I forgot to fill this before I left the house.
Should have got that Pym arrow with me. Chitauri are just flying around everywhere, and Tony's in the middle of the battle going, shit, I probably should have brought more than 10 of those.
Wow.
Now I picture Deadpool in the very first gun scene where he's counting bullets.
Yeah.
But it's Hawkeye skewering people.
Just walking around with one arrow.
Just one arrow skewering people.
Honestly, it's not out of the question. He probably could do it.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
really well too.
I'm sure there's a storyline where he's literally got one arrow and he has to fight an army.
Yeah. Well, he's got more stuff he's good at, right? He's just besides. I mean, technically, he's not even like superhuman, is he? Is that an actual superpower?
He's deaf.
He's just really good with shooting a bow and arrow. That's basically it.
Which makes him fresh to deaf.
Yeah, he's fresh to death. Wow. He just has like really good fighting skill. He's like not on the same level as like Black Widow.
I just take it as the stuff he does with the bow and arrow. I've always intuitively known it's not like I collected comic books, so it's like I have enough awareness that he doesn't actually have powers. However,
he sure can flick a bottle cap.
Well, I mean, they make you feel as though his prowess with the bow is so exemplary.
Exemplary.
Yes, that it's like Bullseye's actually like that's a superpower. Like it's actual.
Yeah,
and I think they've always alluded to like he's on that level, but he's not superhuman. I don't know. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Have you ever seen the DC comic where Green Lantern is going through a sewer with Batman and he's just like for sure, like you can't just be a dude in a suit.
You lost in a DC comic.
And Batman was just like he just kind of
broodingly looks at him and Green Lantern goes, "Oh, you are just a crazy ass dude in a Batman costume."
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just a guy.
That's basically Hawkeye. Yeah.
And Green Lantern's floating through the fucking sewer with his ring and Batman's walking. You're just a dude. What the fuck?
And literally out of nowhere, Batman just goes, "Nice ring. How does it?" And he's like holding onto the ring and all of a sudden you see Hal like loses abilities and he's like, "How did you do that just now? You literally just pickpocketed it from my hand."
It's a funny little meme scene, but
that's how awesome Batman is.
That's how Hawkeye is.
Yeah,
just a guy.
He's just a guy, and he'll pickpocket you.
Yeah, I do feel like they've always alluded to him being exceptional at everything he does. But then there's the movie version of superheroes, and then there's the comic book version, which are usually
way too
different. Like
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, Hawkeye, you know, if you've collected Marvel comics, you've had experiences with Hawkeye, and you know, but he's just never been the star of any story that I can collectively remember. But in the Avengers movies, he's obviously a big proponent of how that whole team chemistry works. But like, he's somebody over the course of my entire comic book reading endeavors as a teenager, not a ton of insight on him, and
that's fair.
He just didn't leave a mark on me.
I will leave you with this little tidbit of information. The Avengers have never lost a fight where Hawkeye was present. They have lost fights where he wasn't there.
Okay.
And speaking of normal ass people with cool ass titles, Shane, I think you have a topic.
I do. So, you remember when I talked about the fact that there exists a wizard among us still?
Yeah, to this day. That guy.
Well, guess what? Witches are real too, y'all. It's not just wizards.
How do you find this stuff? Seriously. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, Shane brought up a topic about a guy whose actual employment status was he was a wizard, like IRL wizard. That was his job title. And where was he from?
Christchurch, I believe it was.
Greenland?
I think it was Finland or Iceland. Iceland. Yeah, Iceland.
So Christchurch, that's what it's called?
Yep.
That's the actual name of the town.
Yes, it's the city of Christchurch.
It's not a place that, like, well, it's a place. Building. It's not like a building.
Yeah, it's not like an establishment. No.
An establishment. Yeah, good. Yeah. So you've done it again. You found another.
Yeah. So, and these are particular witches. These are called water witches. Water witches exist.
So these are leveled witches and have obtained a subclass.
Yeah. They're bare minimum level 3.
Yeah, bare minimum level 3.
They put some work in.
Yeah.
They are a level from an increased stat. They get a stat point next level. Okay, so these actually have a subclass.
Yes. There are other names for these water witches. Dowser, a doodlebugger,
hydro bitches,
or a diviner.
Moist mages.
Moist mages. Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, well, whatever water witches exist, they're now quitting their jobs. I don't want to be known as a moist mage.
Okay, so this water witch, that's this person's occupation.
Yes. Or
is it gender exclusive? I mean, because witches can be men. Actually.
No. This is
historically. I'd like to point out, in almost all lore I've read, pretty uncommon. It's like, I don't know why men don't like the.
Yeah, most are known as warlocks, I believe, in most lore. The men are known as warlocks and the women are known as witches. But no, this weather witch or water witch, in fact, is a male that exists.
So it is a guy. Interesting.
Yes. This profession, he uses divining rods to locate spots underground with water so farmers and others can dig and find it. So basically, most of his employment right now currently is out in like California, where there's a lot of droughts, a lot of fires and stuff like that. And a lot of farmers aren't getting guaranteed the water that they need to grow all of their crops. A lot of vineyards too, especially. So they hire this water witch to take his divining rods. I swear this is real. He takes his divining rods and he goes and locates water sources for these farms and or vineyards. And that's the job, y'all.
I can actually give a bit of truth to that. When I was in irrigation tech years ago,
What haven't you done?
Very few things.
He wasn't a wizard, we know that.
Right.
Or a ninja.
I feel like we could bring up any random topic and Jesus could be, actually.
Yeah, I've done that. When I was an irrigation tech, there was a guy that I worked with in a town nearby that actually used divining rods to find irrigation heads in the ground, and it works. Like, not 100% of the time, obviously, but like, there's some truth to that. Like, it does work.
Yeah, I think the reason why there's
sounds like wizardry.
I know there's a reason why this hasn't been like a huge profession, because there's a lot of scrutiny, obviously. Mm-hmm. But it says here water witching dates back as far as the 17th century, so it's been legit a thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
now. Are there other witches of the elements? Is there a fire witch, an earth witch, and an air witch?
I don't know, but I want to find an airbending witch. I really do.
My favorite's the sand witch.
Ah.
All right, well, that's been our podcast, y'all.
Everything changed when the Tony witch attacked.
So like you said that the guy for the irrigations, he actually used the divining rods.
He would pull out. It'd take like and by no means were they actual like divining rods. Nobody blessed them.
Right.
He broke off the metal part of ground flags, like that you would see in somebody's yard that's getting like electrical work done.
So they were makeshift divining rods.
He would like rip off the plastic flag part and use the metal sticks as divining rods, and whenever they would cross, he would be like, "There's irrigation there."
See, that's why I was wondering about this, because that's how it works. Apparently, you hold these rods out, and when your hand twitches and they start to cross, that apparently is the location of said water source. Now, these are muscle twitches that are called idiomotor movements, giving the feeling of wanting to cross these rods. That's what they reported on as why they cross, and that apparently is the witchcraft is these idiomotor movements. It's really interesting, but kind of weird at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I asked was because now it was just the rods he was using, correct?
Yeah.
Because this guy is taking it to another level. He's literally, before he even goes to a property, he brings out a map and he hovers some hunk of metal over and tries to do water witching before he gets there.
That sounds like sorcery.
This motherfucker is actually scrying. Like, he's legitimately scrying. Like, that's more wizardry than the guy in Christchurch, man. So, like, and that's...
Well, I mean, he's level 3. I mean,
that wizard's been there for over 20 years. He should be a level 7 at least by now. Come on.
There's I don't know. I don't personally like believe too much in like stuff like that, but like, I mean, there's like old wives' tales about like if you hold a string with a needle over like a pregnant woman's hand, if it circles, it's a girl. If it sways back and forth, it's a boy. Like,
wow,
that gives me that kind of vibe. Like, my girlfriend believes in that kind of stuff, and that's not a problem. But like, I don't know. It's just like, it's crazy to me how these things like came to be.
There was a video that went with this, and it was actually showing the guy, the dowser, the doodlebugger, the water witch, whatever you want to call him, literally hovering with some hunk of metal and a chain over the property lines of this map. And I'm just like, this is some shit you see in Charmed. Like, what is going on?
Actually, those sound like characters from Fraggle Rock. Dowser and a doodlebug?
Dowser and a doodlebug.
Doesn't it?
A doozer was an actual species in Fraggle Rock, so yeah.
I can't believe I just remembered species of
witchcraft. Tony's over here going pow 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 pow
down Fraggle Rock.
Bet you wish the title was Moist Mage now.
No, I'm still not good with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be better with Doodlebugger.
And nobody would know what you did then.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if the witch has a company broom that they get to drag around.
That'd be nice. I'm sorry. I just couldn't imagine going in like, what's your occupation? You push up your glasses and go, that would be Moist Mage. I just can't. I can't see that being a thing without being cringy. But yeah, that's it, man. That's the whole story, is that witches exist, man. Witches are out there, and they got subclasses, y'all.
I liked that one.
Witches are out here finding Toro brand 360 lawn sprinklers.
Whole reason. Oh, yep, right here. Yeah, there's a good good way of telling that really big spigot coming out of the ground.
You can tell by the way it is. That one's a rain bird.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were gonna pull out Hank Hill right then.
God dang it, water witches.
They're not called water witches. They're called god dang doodle buggers.
You get that doodlebug shit out of my face right now.
He's a dowser and you know it.
All right, water witches, they're a thing, and they have come from the pages of advanced D&D, and they're here.
Can't wait to see a lightning witch.
Yeah. All right, y'alls. Thanks for hanging out and talking about the water witches with us. Those god dang... What are you doing?
God dang it, them dang old water witches are out there again finding my irrigation heads.
Peggy, get me a pail.
Peggy, give me the Elon Musk flamethrower.
That's how you do it.
All right, y'alls. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.
Bye.